Pursuits. It's Wednesday, October 3rd. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning. Friday, October 5th. Pennsylvania archery season. Friday, October 12th. It's Tuesday, October 16th. Thursday, October 18th. Thursday, November 1st. It is Wednesday, November 7th. Hey everyone, Katie here with Magnus Pursuits. It is Thursday, November 8th. Back up in one of my stands here in the Allegheny National Forest, and we finally have a calm, cool morning. It's 33 degrees. It's only supposed to warm up to about 40 today. We got about a 5 mile per hour wind coming from the west, northwest, which is good for this spot. I'm liking this morning so far. Like I said, it's dry. We've had a wet fall. It has just rained and rained and rained. It seems like every day this fall. But nice and I hear things. shaking a little bit because I'm cold, mostly because of adrenaline. Oh, yeah. First buck with a bow, baby. Public land, Allegheny National Forest. 100% do-it-yourself, solo hunting. Oh man, I've worked so hard to finally get to this point. So hard. No, he's not a giant trophy. He's not one of the 2 giants that I've been hunting the last 2 years. But he's a respectable public land buck. He's a trophy in my eyes. I worked my butt off for this deer. 100% by myself. From scouting to picking out tree stand locations, playing the wind, making my own cover scent. Practicing and hunting my butt off. Finally come together. It's finally come together. Not a giant, but he's a trophy in my mind. And he's meat in the freezer. The way that played out was super exciting. I was doing my interview, and I didn't get to it till about 8:30 this morning because it was so quiet this morning, and I just wanted to stay quiet until the woods woke up a little. And I was doing my interview, thought I heard something, leaves crunching or something, so I stopped for a second and I looked ahead of me, and sure enough, I saw a deer right there. Oh man, it's shaking. He picked his head up and I realized it was a legal buck. And I said last night and this morning to myself that because there's only 4 days left of the archery season here, 2018, Pennsylvania, I said, I'm not going to be crazy picky. I know I've been hunting these 2 buck hard, but it's easy to get wrapped up in that sometimes. Wrapped up in the antlers and giant bucks. And I'm very guilty of it. But you know what? I haven't gotten a buck with my bow. And I said this morning and last night, if a smaller buck that's legal comes up, I'm not going to pass it up. It was crazy. Like I said, I was doing my intro. And I heard something. I look in front of me about 75, 80 yards, and I see a deer. He's got his head down, picked his head up, saw it was a nice legal buck. So I hit the grunt tube, threw out a couple grunt calls at him. He looked up, looked over this way, but just kept walking about his way, didn't really pay too much attention to it. So I quickly took this apart and switched it to the doe bleat, and I threw out 2 of those at him. He didn't really seem to care about that either, so he kind of slipped into the thick stuff out that way, about 150, 200 yards. And I thought, well, one last trick. Quickly grabbed my antlers and wailed on those for a little bit, started rattling. And sure enough, kept looking in that thick stuff. Sure enough, I see ears trotting this way. He reacted immediately to those antlers and my rattling. So as soon as I saw he was engaged and come this way, I put the antlers back in my bag, grabbed my bow, turned the camera and flipped it on him. I got footage of him walking right to me. He came right to me, and then I think on the footage I have him, he stopped right here, about right here in front of me, at about 15 yards, and he looked right up at me, stopped for a second, just stared at me, But I got perfect wind this morning, which I've been playing that wind. It's west, right in my face. He couldn't smell me at all. And he stopped there, so I couldn't move, couldn't do anything. And he started walking again. So I tried to move the camera to where I thought I was going to be able to stop him. Unfortunately, I don't think I have the actual shot on film. I'll have to look. I haven't looked yet, but which is kind of a bummer for me because I've really been trying to get into this self-filming, which that's a whole nother story because it's freaking hard and a lot of work. But after he stopped and looked at me, I tried to turn the camera when he started walking again, and there's a little beech tree right here in front of me. And as soon as he walked behind that, I was able to quickly draw my bow back. As I stopped him, he took another step into one of those little dips, and I ended up hitting him high. I spined him, so quickly knocked another arrow and shot him through both lungs, and he died within seconds. I'm gonna calm down a little bit, get down and go take a look at him. Alright guys, here he is. Nice little scrapper, public land buck, Allegheny National Forest. He's not a giant, but he's a trophy in my eyes. He's definitely a fighter, definitely a little scrapper. He's got 2 busted off brow tines and a busted off G2 here on this side. And he's definitely a fighter. You can tell by the way he came running right into the rattling when I rattled him in. So definitely a scrapper. But I couldn't be more happy to be able to harvest this guy. He's my first buck with a bow, and did it all myself on public land. Put in a lot of work for this guy. Hunted hard the last couple years and came up empty-handed. Been hunting super hard this year. It's November 8th now, and there's only 4 days of the season left. And really worked hard for this guy, from scouting to finding stands to put up, putting stands up. Made my own cover scent, putting a ton of hours sitting in a tree, and without seeing a whole lot, and that's sometimes how it is out here in these woods. But it all came together today in this one moment, and made it happen, and I could not be more thrilled and more proud of being able to get my hands on a nice public land buck like this guy here. I was even starting to get kind of discouraged yesterday, sitting in the tree stand thinking, man, when's it gonna happen? Just, you know, been busting my butt. I mean, but, you know, I always enjoy my time out no matter what, and I always try to keep that in mind. And I've seen, you know, some different things throughout the season that, you know, always keeps you interested. But to be able to finally get a shot at a buck and actually be successful and make it happen this year, I'm just thrilled. I couldn't be happier, and he's a nice buck to me. I'm just super proud to be able to put my hands on a deer like this, and very thankful to be able to hunt these awesome animals. So, good day for me here, and now comes the real work. We're gonna get them drug out of here and get them home and butcher them up. So really appreciate you guys watching the video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to my channel, and stay tuned for the next Backwoods Pursuits video. did it. By myself. Look. The end. Check out the sit. It's huge. Yeah. It hurts too. Oh, I think I figured it out. Look at this hair. That's sweet. That's sweet. October 13th. Oh, it's actually the 12th. Son of a whore. I don't even know what the date is. The 15th, maybe? I don't know. He's heavy. Well, after all these weeks of just sitting on my lazy ass in a tree stand, gonna work out now. Scrapper. I'm a scrapper too, you fuck. I can grab on you better. There it is. Nope. Gotta be down here where you jab me with your busted brows.